itching to play this game again. Just let me get everything finalized and set up, and then we're going to rumble, which is awesome. There's so much to do. There's just so incredibly much to do in this game. At least from my perspective. I know people are saying that they are bored, but they just play so very much. I suppose I can't really keep up with that. But I'll do my best. And it's time to rumble. So let me see, where was I? I was doing the Westfall Heroics. There's an epic quest. I mean, I've got to do an epic quest. Surely I might just have to quickly squeeze that in. I'm going to miss the Thomas on my main account today. I haven't had time to play that, and yeah. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully I can do better tomorrow. So I would really need to make I would need to finalize the campaign on this account, and I would need to get a lot of heroic progress. I have fallen behind, I know. I've had many comments about, hey, people who want to have the guides, but I'm not there. They're ahead of me. But we'll quickly just blast through here. Just a little bit of blasting. Get through the simple quest. And once I'm done with that, then we start working on the heroics again. That's the current plan. Ghoul blocking everybody. The ghoulish way. Wee and woo, and yeah, that was a quest right there. My YouTube chat is not functioning. Just a moment, I'll try to fix that. Chat, where did you go? And why? Well, I hope it will sort itself out. I currently can't see the chat on YouTube. I can see the chat on Twitch though. We get a tome. Tomes are fun. XP for the Drake, some XP for the Bogan, some XP for the Tauren. It's cool. So, Marshal Red Paw. I did that with Undead. I actually think this was the exact team that I used. A little bit too high level. I recognize that. We could do that with a little bit weaker team. Oh, is the team too weak if I put in... Let's see. Because what I really wanted to have here was the Abomination. So that I can just pull the Shaman from the back line. I think that was one of the key considerations. What else do I need apart from that? There's Footman, Shaman. I don't remember the units. Something like a Bat Rider would be nice. This is actually a ranged unit, so but I don't want it to have another level. Let's see. Marshal. Well, only thing I really remember is the shamans at the back line. Now I think the chat is working again. Maybe. Alright. So, Marshal Red Paw with the shamans, with the footmen. Let's go. And countering that team with an abomination. Oh, they had the... Actually a little awkward that they have those vultures. I might actually need a little bit of some kind of anti-air. Let's see. I'm going for a push here. Abomination, just putting in some work. But not quite enough. Yeah, the vultures. I guess I could use something on the vultures. I'm going to send in another one of these. Batrider is nice. Batrider helps me defend. Oh, they also had the Griffin Rider, so they have some air units. I'll need a bit of anti-air for this, I suppose. Now we have the units to take those out, but it's not quite... This one is useless. Yeah, I don't need that one for anything. Yeah. Griffin Riders, Murlocs. Yeah, I'm going to need Griffin Rider, Murloc. Yeah, let's switch it up a little bit. And we'll be fine. Raider is not useful here. A little bit of something that can shoot air. Kill vultures. Preferably kill vultures, Murlocs, and Griffin Riders. Dogspear Troll is one alternative that I could use. Pyromancer would be another. This most likely is not necessary. Is Safe Pilot even necessary here? I'm not sure if Safe Pilot is necessary either. I mean, I could even have Troll and Pyro. Even something like that could do. Troll isn't that great against the footmen. Footmen are armored. So elemental damage is much better there. Murlocs, vultures, Griffin Rider. There's always Necro as an option. There's the Tauren. I already have Abomination tank though. And I do have the Quillbow Harpies combo here as well. Just the Troll doesn't do that much to footmen. Average cost is 3.4, so I don't want a more expensive unit. But what would be ideal? There's something to be said about Firehammer and about the Drake. Especially about the Drake, I suppose. What if we do this? Average cost is 3.6. It's quite an expensive army. But would it be a functional army? Let's see. Okay. Now I'm gonna put the Abomination and the Drake. Make short work out of those enemies there. Splendid. There's a Bat Rider out there. And I can send Harpies on the other side where there's only the Footmen push coming. I have the Abomination covering all of this elemental damage. And Harpies are going to eat those Footmen there on the other side. It'll take Harpies a while to do that. They will get there. Actually, I have to send this Abomination all the way from here. Because we're a little slow. Now they did have a Shaman on that push. I was not completely prepared for that. Was not completely prepared. I will have to use the Quillboard to help me tank here. And then I can use a Pyromancer. Start blasting those down. Yes, wonderful. And then this push is progressing really well. I sent some units out there. And they managed to find something to fight back there. I'm going to send a miner out there. I do want to mine a little bit. I can send some units out here. I mean, all this elemental damage is just excellent at containing these pushes. And look at that Abomination. Abomination working on the Shaman. This time the Shaman managed to survive. But not for long. The Abomination is pulling it here again and killing it. Which is wonderful. I'm able to send some Harpies out there, and it's like this is... Should have reacted a little bit faster there, but... Bat Rider doing an excellent job. Just splendid. Abomination plus Pyro push, that's just wonderful. The Shaman is coming on that side, so we can send a Drake on this side. And we'll be able to send another Abomination on this side. Followed by another Pyro there. I want to grab that chest. Oh, it's already overtime. Not exactly what I had in mind. But fine. Domination is defending that side, so... What would be the right way to push here? But we would not not miss the timings. Because the time is running out a little bit here. Time is indeed running out a little bit. And one of those over there, and it's gonna be a draw. Well, I need some... I'll need to adjust the strategy. I'll need to make a stronger push, I guess. It feels like the units are quite good. A reasonably strong comp for this. Let's see again. So we send out the Abomination together with the Drake here. And that will handle those quite quickly. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. And then we can add more elemental damage to that push. Actually, don't have to respond to those yet. I can just keep pushing from this side. That's completely fine. No reason to answer those too quickly. Send another Abomination there. Quillbow here. Abomination will kill the chickens real quick. And then fight against the rest. Well, it's not going too smoothly right now. So I'm a little bit disappointed with the way this is going. Is Abomination the ideal answer, or is it too expensive? Because I could also try something like a Tauren. Would be totally possible. Because the -2 level Drake is not that powerful either. Shaman deals so much damage to the Drake there. Drake almost killed it. Not quite. Is it another Drake? Is it Hob? Is it a Quillboar? No, that didn't work out that well. Is it my strategy, or is the comp a little bit too awkward after all? Theoretically, I should have all sorts of tools. That are great here, but maybe? Let's think about that. Those require something that can kill them, so that requires this Drake here at the start. They don't really make use of the stones, right? I don't think they make much use of the stones at all, no. This first push is easily accomplishing its targets. After that, it starts to get trickier. And I'm also being more resource limited after that. Reach the boss. Oh, I need a tank out there. Help out. And the abomination has died. Send a Drake. I'm getting overwhelmed a little. I did give them all the gold, I suppose. May have been a fatal mistake. It's just a strategy error. I intentionally made this more difficult by playing the units in wrong slots and with the weakest leaders so that they would be underleveled. But still, I mean, that's kind of the point. Proof of concept needs to be proven. Do I even need to take the tower? Is that even necessary? What if I just push this side? What would happen then? Like, what would happen then? Just this side is where the gold is. So is taking the tower just useless, waste of time? But meeting stones are fickle and difficult to keep controlled. Then I can lose the chest if I do it like this, so also ways to lose gold. This approach. Although now the mineable gold is accessible to me. We need some defenses on that side, while this side is going for the push. Mostly in the tower, but loss is mostly temporary, right? Nah. This is not achieving any more success. Losing the chest is still kind of awkward. Can I fight for both the chest and the gold? Would I want to take the tower and then go for a push to the gold? What about that for a plan? I do wonder. Abomination doesn't really deal a lot of damage to the footmen. It can handle the shaman from behind, but damage dealing capabilities are on the low side. I wonder. Let's see. What if I make an early push on this side? Followed up by then trying to gain control of the gold. What would that look like? It looks something like this. And then sending the harpies here. That should be enough power to take this tower. I can send in the Quillbore to assist, so because the Abomination is going to fall. And that's enough power to take that tower. What if after that I will start to focus on the other side? Now that we have conquered that tower, might even send a miner to just grab the chest there. Then I can try to support the Abomination here. Pyro's doing such a great job there. Simply a phenomenal job. And I need support here to keep the tower. Now I'm able to get to the gold here, maybe? And I am able to get to that gold. And getting to that gold means... that means great things. Alright, alright. Looking great so far. Just brilliant, I want to take that. I really thought this push was going to work. What's the tower there again? It's okay. I have support for the Abomination on this side. I think I have sufficient support for the Abomination on this side now. Then the Quillbore is coming and we will win. Yeah. So that sort of strategy at least worked. Pushing the tower side first and then making the push from the meeting stone side. Well, that's something. The team is a little expensive. I wonder if there's a way to make it cheaper. Let's see. For the Shaman, I want the level for the Batrider just yet. Hi, Stiff. So that was the team. That's one idea. Let's save that. Heroic Marshal, that was the Horde team. Put in the same team for Blackrock. With the Pyromancer. Poppies, Quillbore. And Drake. Drake was there. Drake was there. And I had an Abomination. It's my Abomination, there it is. And I had a Batrider. Batrider over there. Okay. Then this is now too high level. I want that one to be lower level. So we'll just swap these around so that we lower their levels a little. Like this. Now we don't have over-leveled units in the comp. Right? I mean, obviously, if you were trying to just progress, you would always use your army slots to the best of your advantage, so that you can just beat enemies up easier. But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm testing, trying to find the optimal way. Okay. So here comes the Abomination, and Abomination now is being supported. No one is coming though. Abomination will be supported by the Pyro and by the Bat Rider. I think we're also going for Harpies and Quillbore soon. Just wait a little bit so that they use some of their spell power. Then we can do Harpies and Quillbore to support that push. And now we have a powerful push coming from that side, and that means that I have time to Drake this side. The Shaman's power there was undeniable. So now we will need this over here. I will need to catch the chest with this one. That Pyro should be able to handle that. And as soon as I get one more gold, we're going to get the Abomination out there. Yes, we denied the mining from them, which is excellent. We'll have the Abomination and friends coming from here. While I will have a Drake helping to defend the tower. Well, that tower defense really didn't work out very well, now did it? Most certainly did not. I'm trying to... the miner is getting to work there uninterrupted. Well, only for a brief period of time though. That wasn't fun. Okay, we will need some tools to fight here. Now this is kind of falling apart. Why is it falling apart? Is it the strategy? Did I mess something up? I'm uncertain. But now they are getting to mine, so this is going to be a loss. Was there a mistake that I made that happen? Isn't it easier to do it with Rend? I'm not trying to do it easily, I'm trying to do it as difficult as possible. So that anyone who gets to this, even if their army sucks, then they can do it. That's the whole point. The point is not to do it as easily as possible. The point is to build an army that can do it even if you suck and your minis suck. Right, here we go. Abomination with the support. And then send in some reinforcements here. And also the Quillbore. This should easily take that tower. And it does. Which is great. That's a start. This will easily be defeated there, but that's fine. Alright, then we're going to go with the Drake on this side. Probably want an Abomination on this side as well. That push is not coming anywhere now. We can get the Abomination here. I'm gonna send a miner to pick up the chest and try to protect the tower to an extent here. Like sending a Bat Rider out there to kill the chickens, for example. That sort of protection is what I want to offer the tower there. And then I want to make the main push from this side. They're going for quite some power plays from that side, so we need Drake to defend. I need a miner here. Drake was unable to defend. That's not necessarily a disaster, Because our push on this side is progressing very, very well. We also have a lot of resources because we have that gold. And we can turn that boss around. And the attempt here is that we're just going to win. We're not going to win with that push. The execute. I was a little bit vulnerable to the execution there. And that in turn spells trouble. Let's see, can I still continue with the push or... Problem here is that now I'm starting to get in the position where I would have to defend. Yeah, that's not great. Hi, Vinely Flower. Yeah, this probably is not going to work from this position anymore. Okay, so does the army need an improvement in order to do this consistently? The Drake feels a little bit expensive for what it accomplishes. Harpies feel a little lackluster. There could be some... let's see. The Abomination and the Pyromancer on that side. And for a slow attack there. Bait out the spell and then send in more reinforcements. And then a Quillbore down there so that we will have power to tank. And that will take the first tower, yes. The tower was taken like that. The appearance of the shaman is going to bode ill. Now I would actually have... this time the push went actually so well that I would be able to try to do a big push from this side immediately. That would now be possible because that early push went so incredibly well there. And I can just try to get the game-winning push right away. But I failed. And when I fail that, then I lose. Haha. That was so close. That was interesting. So I might consider maybe the Drake is not the right mini here. I'm not sure if the Harpies are. I mean, Harpies are super strong sometimes though, but... what could I use instead of the Drake? Ideally it would be a cheaper mini. And there's also the chance to not use Abomination and use Huntress instead of the Abomination. Try to hit the backline like that. There would be Stonehoof Thor an option. A bunch of ways you could answer this challenge. I think Batrider and Pyro have proven their value here quite well. It's currently built around the Abomination, but does it have to be? Firehammer? No, it has to be AoE, right? You kid, hi, is the dragon bad? Which dragon are you referring to? I don't think there are any bad minis in this game, to be honest. I think all of them are playable. It's just about building a team that makes the best use of them. Fire Elemental instead. Fire Elemental is resistant, and there is very little elemental damage here. Because if you think Murlocs are physical, Footmen are physical, Vultures are physical, Griffin Riders physical. It's really only the Shaman that's elemental damage. Chicken are physical as well, although Chicken do die quite quickly to Fire Elemental. Haha, I missed the carrier. I do need another unit. I can't put a Plague Farmer because I need a unit that hits air. Politskista, should I spam quests to level up minis? You can if you want to. Yeah, sure, it's possible. Quests and PvP are quite close to giving you the same XP. PvP probably gives you more XP early on, when you still face you face quite a few bots at the start. Not so many real players. But as you start to face more difficult opponents in PvP, then the gains from PvP are going to go lower. But quests are sure, they're fine. Andrea sometimes use Dragon Eggs to put behind the Shaman. Dragon Eggs are kind of okay, but only if... But against the Shaman they only do things if they're talented. Without the talent, Shaman kills all of them. They don't kill a Shaman. Worgen can ambush a Shaman, at least an equal level Shaman. I would actually also want to try a little bit different. Because I want to find the best way to do this. Not just find a way to do this, finding a way to do this is simple. But I could also try with the Hunters, and then I probably don't have space for the Abomination. The army is starting to be too expensive. Instead of an Abomination, I could have my Footmen of my own, right? Footmen are armored and almost all the damage is physical. Oh, not that one. Trying to find the Footmen. Where did my Footmen go? There's my Footmen. $11.6 is a little bit on the low side. I don't want any 13s though. If I could make these 12s, then that would be sort of fair. I actually do want to see what would happen if I do something like this. Don't have talent on Dragon. They can take one hit before they die. Do they? Let's see. So we'll open up with the Footmen. And we cover them with the Pyromancer. Those take the chest. Get rid of some spells there. And we drop some stuff over here. Big fight, big fight. Yeah, would somebody please kill the... That was a little bit on the slow side, I suppose. Not the most powerful assault that I have seen. Those two Footmen there are fine. I can get my own footmen going here. I can send a Bat Rider to kill those footmen, and this can go grab the chest. Then we have an army of footmen. Assaulting the hero. Should have turned the hero around before sending in harpies. That was obviously not ideal. Contest them a little bit over there. Now this is falling apart. Yeah, that one fell apart there. Let's see. I didn't actually play the Huntress there. I should play the Huntress more daringly. I'm just not very used to using the Huntress. It's not one of my favorite units. I know lots of people use it religiously, let's say. So we'll go for a big push here. Pyro is left a little bit behind. The downside of a big push obviously being that it can be contested like that. How quickly is that going to come up? Is it going to come up quickly enough? Actually not sure. It will, right? Yep, it came back up. Wonderful. So we can keep pushing here, and we can send that right there. Getting executed a little bit. That's fine. I'll send a Quillbore out there, and then we send in Harpies. Quillbore is now tanking. Harpies are coming in. Pyros, double Pyros covering each other. It's not quite enough. Again, I didn't actually use the Huntress for anything. Let's play a Huntress here. What can I... Yeah, Huntress doesn't actually do much here. It does kill the Shaman, but it doesn't really hurt the Footmen. I guess I don't like that. Huntress is also resistant, and resistant is not a useful trait here. Quillbore is also resistant, which is not a useful trait. What about an Earth Elemental? Earth Elemental for the Unbound would actually be quite good here, wouldn't it? Because this is a resistant mini. But the Earth Elemental is armored. The Earth Elemental is actually much stronger than the Quillbore in this specific case. Oh, that's interesting. Use Whelps to kill the Footman without the healer. I don't like using untalented Whelps. I don't think they are particularly useful. Not the Earth Elemental. How about your own Shaman? Nah, I don't think. Level 10 is a little low, so we can actually use a slot that gives it some levels so that we bring it on par with the mission. Footmen have been reasonably good. I'm not sure if they're better than the Abomination, but they might be. I could give those whelps a try. I mean, if I don't experiment, then what do I know? Even though I I dislike using the untalented whelp, but there have been some cases where they are useful. Let's blast away with them a little bit. They are quite cheap too, so that would be a cheap answer to the auto push. But okay, let's see. So here, I want to get to my footman. Here we go, footman protected by the pyromancer. I send the whelps out there. I send the earth elemental here. Maybe those whelps are the answer. We'll see in the near future. Sort of trying to do something to the footman. Why am I fighting so long for this space? Oh, we got some gold there. That's nice. Obviously there is a healer involved. Just drop some whelps out there. Let's see what they can do. I'll drop an earth elemental there to turn the boss around. Now we'll kill the chickens. My face fell a little bit too quickly. But, maybe. Maybe those whelps are an answer. The footmen seem to do the job adequately. I might not need the abomination. Okay, so we start with that, and then we go in with some footmen. Aha, haha. Go, footmen, go. We'll do a little bit of hacking over here. We send the whelps out there. Also starting to contest the stone, which is nice. Sending a bit too much over here. I'm actually losing that fight. Why did I lose that fight now? What did I do wrong? That had not happened before. Shouldn't be losing that one. Don't know how I messed that up. This is now not that great. No, that's not good. But why is it going so poorly? What is the real reason behind that? I find it a little bit difficult to grasp. The whelps sort of do something, but are they still a bit too much of a distraction at that point? I need a stronger push to take the left tower first. Maybe. Let's see. I'll start with the pyro and the footman. We'll take the chest, and then we'll push towards this here. I want to try to avoid to get them all too clumped up together. Because if they're too close together, all of them, then that's also an issue. We'll put an earth elemental out there. Big fight. Yeah, that was a major fight, but we won. Did we? Just barely. Just barely. The footmen are now here. The Bat Rider is going to help against those footmen out there. And send in the whelps over there. Was taking them down quite quickly though. One more go that I can send an Earth Elemental. Ah, but now... No. Oh, that went horribly wrong. There's another push coming to my base. And there's nothing to send the Earth Elemental to anymore. And that push will destroy the base. Bit of an all-or-nothing strategy, maybe. And the base is going down first. There's something about this that I don't like. But I think it is the whelps. At least the whelps. Also, was the Abomination better than the footmen? Something to consider. Let's do a comparison run with the Abomination. I'll swap in the Abomination again. But I don't think I want the whelps after all. What do I want instead? I wasn't quite as impressed by the Earth Elemental as I had hoped to be. Even though it is armored. Craig is just so incredibly expensive. Holy Nova with the... No, I don't have the footman anymore. Can't Cargo just kill the boss? You think? Maybe it could. We could give Gargoyle a shot. The problem with Gargoyle is that if you need to do something else than just kill the boss, then Gargoyle doesn't hit into anything else. That makes it a little bit of an awkward. Then we would want this to be the Quillbore. I don't want the level 14 Quillbore because that's too easy, so then I need to swap a little bit. Then we would have something looking like this. Let's see. Footman Flamewaker Pyro. Flamewaker is so expensive at 4 gold. And it also is susceptible to all the air damage. Let's see. I want to push from here. It's our tank plus the Pyromancer protecting it. And I will add some units from the other side. Now we have good AoE damage going in here. Looking really nice, really nice. And Gargoyle just kills that base instantly. We'll need some distraction there so that we don't instantly lose all the harpies. And now we have the Gargoyle push coming. The Pyromancers for support. And Gargoyle is doing a splendid job. Splendid job, I must say. I'm quite impressed by the Gargoyle. That Gargoyle push might be something. Is Abomination the right tank for that push, or was Footman a better tank? We'll try with the footmen as well. Meltland wants the Molten. Molten's not bad. I'm gonna take a level on the Drake. The Drake is quite underleveled anyway. So we build a Hoggar army next. Harpies, Quillbow, Pyromancer. Then it was the Gargoyle. I was quite impressed by the Gargoyle there. So it did a splendid job. What else did I have? Batrider. Abomination. Didn't have that I had a Batrider. Let's give that a go. Footmen are armored, reducing physical damage taken by 50%. Use elemental damage to cut through. Well, yes, that is exactly what I'm doing. If in case you haven't noticed yet. That's been exactly what I have been doing here. So the levels are too high. We need to switch things around a little bit. We swapped that over there and we swapped these around. So I can't get to a lower level because now I have disabled all the army slots. But now with footmen instead of the Abomination, another round of experimentation. Cannot wait for Abomination skill which stuns AoE. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet talent. I have that one on my main account too. Okay. And we're going with the Footman plus the Pyromancer. Pyro is such a great support unit for the Footman. And then we're going to try to push a little bit from this angle. Get a bit more punch going over there. Okay, and then we're going to get in the Gargoyle. That's splendid so far. That's an army of chickens coming though, which do spell trouble. So I want the Pyromancer out there to handle those chickens. This time I ran a little bit short on the damage. Not certain. I'm uncertain whether it was an execution problem or a comp issue. I do know that those footmen are there they're going to hurt. Well. I guess I would have to deploy a Hoggar here to slap a little bit, but those footmen would have to be taken down. It's a pretty quick kill or be killed, kind of. We'll try that again. Let's see if we can pinpoint the issue. Maybe Abomination is the superior tank. And I haven't tried the Molten. It's absolutely correct that I have not tried the Molten. And Molten is an armored tank. But let's do another round of this. So the Footman supported by the Pyromancer. And then we had a little bit of support from this angle. We'll get a Quillbow out there. Start blasting away. Alright. The Quillbore out there did a splendid job. Now I can send in this Gargoyle. Gargoyle has a long way to go though. A long way to go. But I can have double Pyromancers and double Batriders. They will kill all of that stuff real quick. Then I can send out a Quillbore. Oh, but that execution looked very problematic for me. The Gargoyle cannot solo the boss. So at this point it starts to fall apart. I wonder if Abomination would make a difference. Abomination does have the AoE attack, that is true. Molten Giant does not have an AoE attack. Let's do one Molten run though, because like this is what it looks like when you try to build guides. You're just not going for the first thing that clears it. You extensively test so that you will know the absolute best way to clear it. But the Abomination definitely has the advantage of the AoE. And that was my initial plan. I did the first clear with Abomination. I did 2 with Abomination, 1 with Footman so far, I think. Let's see, here comes the Molten Giant. It is big. Send that out there. And I'm actually just going to send a Gargoyle. My chickens are coming. I will have to respond to the chickens in some fashion. With this specific army comp, I believe the answer is going to be a Hogger here. Molten has taken surprisingly much damage at this point. I'd expected the Molten Giant to do better. We have the ability to send another Molten if I like. Is that fast enough? Let's see, I'll try to send another Molten. I think that's an interesting concept at the very least. And then a Gargoyle. I mean, look at that. The boss did go down quite easily. We'll do another test run with the Molten on the Alliance team. But I mean, that was a level 12. Ooh, level 9 bomb. That's a little bit behind, isn't it? Yeah, we can get that one to 10 as well. That's nice. We get Harvest Column to be a little bit more usable. That is splendid news. Well, we had 12.1 because we had a level 14 Hogger in this. Other than that, it was quite on level. Need to grab a picture of that. That was the Beast army. Alliance always tempted to send in Tyrion, of course. The Tyrion would make it most easy. But I was reasonably impressed by the abilities of the Molten Giant. Molten Quillball. We need a Pyromancer. So Pyro. Molten Quillbore, Pyro. We need Harpies, right? And then what did we have? We had the gargoyle, of course. Swap in the gargoyle. Now that's too high level, we need to swap around a little bit so that we don't get the bonuses. Alright. Let's see. The Abomination was my first idea for this specific encounter. And it wasn't bad. Have we tried Flamewaker instead of Bat? No, because the army is already quite costly. And 4 gold versus 2 gold, I wouldn't be able to play the minis out there. Let's do the Pyro Molten Giant. Pyro just complements the Molten Giant so splendidly. Just beautiful. Molten doing a good job tanking. Way to go, Molten Giant. Now, sadly, the gargoyle is taking a bit of beating. Not able to progress very well. There's not too much power going away there, so we can send the Molten here again. There's a Bat Rider out there to alleviate the pressure a little bit. We need a bit of delaying action there. Oh dear, oh dear. That's a lot. Yeah, that's more than I can handle. I need to do that again to properly see what's going on. I feel like the Blackrock army has the most synergy between its troops. I don't think so. I actually do like the synergies, all of them, quite a lot. Right, we send the Molten out there. Molten with the Pyromancer. Pyro doing splendid work here. Going to send out some Harpies and a Bat Rider here. Get a Quillbore out there. The Quillbore was maybe a little bit mispositioned after all. Also managed to lose the Harpies, so this push was not very successful. Molten's about to go down. That's never fun. We have a lot of elemental damage here, so it's okay. Miner out there. Let's send another Molten Giant here. No, that push now didn't work. Didn't work quite the way I wanted it to. How would it function if I tried an abomination instead? Let's see. If I had deployed a pyromancer instead of harpies, I would have won that fight already, but it wasn't perfectly like we can get 5 wins before I get a full picture of how I want to play this. Obviously, I would hope that I would get a full picture of exactly how I want to play this before we win with all families. So then it kind of feels like time not very well spent if I have to keep testing after winning with everything. Let's see. Pyromancer together with an abomination. Yeah, Abo getting some work done here. Good job, abomination, good job. I'll send some more reinforcements out there. Abomination does do a ton of damage, doesn't it? It really does. That was not good positioning for the Quillbore, by the way. That was totally my bad. But we should have enough here to push regardless. Send that one out there. Now, that shaman, I was just a little bit too slow to react to the shaman. Lack of appropriate response to that was an error. And now we need a pyro. Well-timed pyro here will destroy most of the attackers promptly. No, the gargoyle didn't really work the way I wanted it to. In this case. Yeah, that wasn't great. But the abomination was quite good, wasn't it? So first I went for a 1-2 punch, going for the towers first and then through the stones. But once the gargoyle strat became a little bit more clear, then a simple push through the towers started to feel like the optimal plan. Here we go, here we go. Some abomination action. Boom, boom. Send in a gargoyle, send in a bat rider. First bait the spell so that they don't take damage from the spell. And we can send in harpies as well. One harpy got lost along the way. That's fine. Now small. I would need that shaman to go past. I don't want to fight against that shaman. Yeah, I really wanted the shaman to go. And only then I wanted to press the attack. But it has to be killed, then it has to be killed. That's okay. Alright, we have an abomination, we have the gargoyle coming in, pushing. But that's not enough. And the boss is not going to fall. I do wonder why. Are the harpies even necessary? You just start to question everything. The more you try out things, the more you start to question everything. I actually don't feel like I'm getting that much value from the harpies. Oh boy. I'm still not certain which tank I liked the best. I mean, I think there's just so many options in this game. You can do so many things in this game. Succeed with so many strategies. Please have the shaman go past. And we will begin to push. Which mini could kill that boss now? None of them can. No. Pretty close. Actually, not even sure about the harpies anymore. If those were poison harpies, then obviously they would just eat the boss and the towers. Save pilot instead of something. It could be, but I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot to the footman, for example. It can kill some griffin riders and stuff. There's so many other alternatives too. There's still the Drake option. There's still the Earth Elemental. Actually, what about the Earth Elemental? Do I have a slot that because Earth Elemental is just a 10. Yeah, I could put it over there, then it would become an 11. What about something like this? Very, very aggressive. Just taking the fight immediately to the enemy. I like the Worgen take out the Shaman. I have used Worgen take out Shaman in multiple maps. It is great, but when it's underleveled, it starts to suffer, especially when the Shaman is accompanied by the Footman. Then the Worgen sometimes dies before it kills the Shaman. But it is one of my favorite options against Shamans. I do like it a lot. Also great boss damage with the Worgens. I enjoy that one a lot too. Worgen boss damage is just the best. Alright, we have the tower. I'm worried that the Shaman is going to stay here. Yeah, it is. Actually is going to stay. What if I push with something like this? Well, look at that. Just look at that push. Too slow? Are you telling me it's too slow to race? slightly too slow to race. They nerfed the gargoyle at all? No, not to my knowledge, no. I am not privy to their plans, so they haven't told anything about any upcoming balance changes. Alright, let's go. So we put a pyromancer here with an abomination. Get some power in here. Get a bat rider out there, because why not? I'm gonna drop an earth elemental there, it can tank a little bit. And get some tower damage in while we prepare a gargoyle. Now we take the tower quite soon, and with very few losses. Next up, as we proceed to get the tower taken, let the shaman pass. I was hoping to let the shaman pass anyway, but if it doesn't, then, well, Abomination is going to have to hook it. I will need to send a Bat Rider out there to defend a little bit. Someone can take a chest. Another shaman is about to fall. I'll get some pyromancer support. Man, this is not going well. No, that's not good enough. That's not enough damage on the boss. No, that's not sufficient. I'm going to try to launch an assault from this side. Try to limit the damage, but no, it's getting awkward and awfully long. Yeah, no. Hi, Trent. Thank you. Yeah, there have been no news whatsoever about Rumble for some time. I mean, at BlitzCon they told us a lot about future plans, but that didn't include any balance changes, just the upcoming content. Stairs are hard. I was able to get from being stuck at 69 to 95 over the weekend. Awesome. Yeah, I'm falling behind a little bit. I would need to catch up. But I mean, testing takes time. Like, I've been doing this for quite some time here now. I've been doing this for an hour and a half. Even though I know how to clear this, but just trying to get the perfect clear. So, it's not so easy to get the... Not so easy to get the content done. I didn't want to go to a fight against the shaman there. That's not what I wanted. If I can avoid fighting against that shaman, then I'm typically in a good position. But if I end up in a fight against that shaman, then that just delays everything. A bit too much. Poor Abomination, trying to defend, but doesn't quite have the tools. Send out an Earth Elemental. You can send out other Unbounds. There's nothing hitting my base at the moment. So life is sort of good. And this gargoyle will win, right? Well. That's Winwood, was it a satisfactory one? Far enough with Shaman won't aggro. Nah, it's not the gargoyle. It's not just the gargoyle. It's the other survivors of the tower push. And if I don't take their tower in time, then they can spawn things a little differently. So is this enough? That's the big question, isn't it? Do I want to test more, or do I just want to move on to the next one? I kind of want to move on to the next one. This is the Alliance team. So now we had the Abomination, we had an Earth Elemental. Then we had a Molten Giant. And Harpies. Maybe this was the ultimate evolution version of this team. I suppose this sort of was the ultimate version. And in the guide I can of course tell how I have done it with Footmen, with Abomination, with Molten Giant, so that you have options. But this would be the ultimate team. Josh, do you have any advice for raid prep? Not sure if I should just work on a couple leaders, try to just up my collection level. We know very, very little about the raid. Like, the initial plan is that raid begins from level 26 and continues to level 29. And we know that once your leader kills a boss, that leader is locked. So you will need 7 leaders for the raid. But, like, how can I advise you well on the prep when we don't know what's going to wait for us? Well, I do know that you need 7 leaders. So there's that. So work on 7 leaders, I guess. Trent, my Alliance team is the lowest level. Well, Alliance week was the launch week. Maybe you didn't play dungeons on the launch week. Like, I managed to clear it 3 times on the launch week on this account. So I managed to do a 5 and a 6 and a 7, as you can see from here. So I don't have a lot of army slots on Alliance yet either. Yeah, but I mean, everything that they showed us about raids is preliminary. so we don't really know how it's going to work. But probably you will need a bunch of leaders at least. That's a good assumption to make. Wonder why such a high level to start. They expect this game to have pretty hardcore gamer plays, I guess. Well, we did that. Next is the Foe Reaper. What do you need for the Foe Reaper? I don't remember what Foe Reaper does. I have 1 hour and 9 minutes. Maybe we'll get the quest done. Gnomeregan technicians have installed pummeling updates to all of the golems in the killing fields. Let's see how much they pummel. I have done this on my main account, but my main account, well, I had the booster. I also bought a couple of bundles. So I did all of the regular campaign first, and when I started Heroics, like, I still haven't done Heroics that I would actually have to think about. I blasted through the first couple of zones, and boom. Raid is easier than Onyxia, possibly. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Oh, I guess we'll need some air damage. Abomination, great tank as always. What sort of pummeling updates do they have? They have the stun talent, it seems. Footman again. Okay. Can one of those take down my tower? I sure hope not. So Footman again. Footman, vultures. Many similar things. Looks like that's actually going to take down the tower. I have to send some support. No, the tower's down. Do I even want to go this route? Do I just want to attack from here directly? Prowlers, chickens, vultures, footmen. Prowler means that something like a Flame Waker is a little bit weak. Let's see. They've ever been able to beat this Zerg from the right side. Well, on my main account, I just threw random minis somewhere and then the boss died. But that's like when you overlevel things, so you don't really get to test the strategy. But here we're building optimal strategies. That's what we're here for. Chickens, footmen. Abomination should be a fine tank for this one. And Pyro and Bat Rider should still be excellent choices here as well. But what about those Prowlers? Prowler does kill some Pyros. Prowlers are a little annoying. Air unit should be strong, right? There's not a lot of anti-air here. So Gargoyle should also be strong. Maybe this is a Drake. Maybe this is a Drake map. 3.6 is quite atrocious. But not necessarily too much so. knockbacks and stuns. Yeah. It's just that the right side is also the path to the gold. Let's see. I'm going to send a gargoyle to push that tower. Should not have allowed them to take the chest there. That was my bad. That was an undesirable action from me. Yeah, don't let them grab chests. That's generally a bad idea. Alright, and air units seem to be quite good here. Lots of units that cannot properly hit air. These units of mine here are not properly hitting air either, though. So now I gave them a lot of gold, which is obviously undesirable. That's not something you want to do. Like at all. We have a gargoyle push from this side. The gargoyle push is never bad. Okay. Can even have a double gargoyle push. Oh no, one gargoyle died. So we won't have a double gargoyle push then. And there is the fact that my base is really low. I could have avoided that by taking the tower over there. Oh dear, I messed it up a little. Army-wise, it's not too bad. Do I really need an Abomination as my tank? Because Abomination is so expensive, and then if it's stunned all the time, that's also an issue. I mean, I could also have something cheap like a Ghoul. They have the footmen. Cargo guns tank right, so it could go in tank slots for an extra level. Yes, but I'm intentionally positioning all my units into slots where they don't get extra levels, so that I will be lower leveled compared to the boss. I'm trying to keep my average level down instead of getting it up, so that this works even if your minis are bad. I have intentionally positioned everything so that I don't get bonuses. Because I have the problem now that even though this is my free-to-play account, I'm starting to outlevel these heroics because I get so much XP from starting the heroics. I mean, when I started the heroics were orange and red. But I'm getting so much XP from the heroics that I'm starting to outlevel them. And I can't have that if I want to build guides that work even if your minis suck. I don't mean if your minis are better than the guide, it's just going to be that much easier. I can't have them too low. I mean, I do position them in the right slots if they're like too low, so that they will be close to the level of the encounter. Like a 10 would kind of do, but if I could make a 10 and 11 for the level 12, then an 11 into level 12 would make more sense anyway. With 10s, some of the interactions start to no longer function. Although it's worse if you're -3. I was thinking about cheaper tank options. What about just the footmen, though? Time the Quillborn, the boss. Yeah, I assume that that is possible. Typically, that is possible. Level Ghoul has 2700 health. Gargoyle has what? I mean, Abomination has what? 7000? 8000? 8800. It can take a lot more punishment. And there's also the Molten Giant with its armored. Against Chicken and Footman, Gargoyle does seem kind of an ideal tank. I was thinking that if I don't need so much tanking power that I could focus more on the damage. There's also the good old Null Brute. Null Brute has an AoE attack. Null Brute can kill chickens. Would I actually use a Null? I hardly ever used a Null, but... we could try.
Harvesting servos engaged.
So if I send a Gargoyle to take that base... I shouldn't have given that. That was silly of me. Gargoyle is very effective at taking a tower here. Then there's still the matter of keeping the tower after the Gargoyle has taken it. While also defending the other side. What if I send another Gargoyle here? Will that take the other tower too? Come on, please turn around and actually shoot at something. No load there. Well, that was something. Gargoyle actually was able to take that tower. The Gargoyle's taking towers plan does not look like a bad plan at all to me. But well, once the Gargoyles have taken the initial towers, then what? Then what is the next step in my plan? What do I want to happen? That's a pretty big swing that the boss has. Gargoyle's not that effective against the boss, I guess. Pretty much everything dies quite quickly to that boss, I have to say. The boss is quite an obstacle. But I mean, this looks like this is going quite well. Might even be able to take that tower. Oh, I don't have anything that shoots air. Well, that's going to be fixed with the pyromancer soon, real soon. Pyro's going to fix that issue. Just slowly getting damage into the boss. That looks absolutely wonderful. I was hoping it would shoot at the Murlocs, but that wasn't realized. Now I need to defend that side a little bit there. Get some null action here. It's already overtime, and that's kind of a problem. Because that means that it's actually difficult to kill the boss. The difficulty here comes from dealing sufficient damage to that boss. That's a problem then. I do like the Gargoyle a lot. Gargoyle seems to do a great job. Has the Gnoll done a great job? Not so sure about that. Accidentally sent those the wrong way. Oopsie. Yeah, we're not winning in 10 seconds.
Safety regulator disabled.
Don't need more damage in. Is that your second account? Yeah, it is. Funky Chicken, how do relics reset in a dungeon? The relics reset with the daily reset, so when you get the new daily tomes, the new quests for a day, and then they reset every time that you complete a difficulty level. I'm actually considering just getting the cheapest out there, which would be the Ghoul. And maybe I could make the comp a little bit cheaper by getting in none other than the Troll. Too bad my Troll is level 13. That's a little over-leveled, of course. But maybe this? Let's see.
Harvesting servos engaged.
Harvesting servos, eh? Alright, let's go. We'll send a Gargoyle to take the base. See there? Doing a splendid job. Love that Gargoyle. We're going to send the next Gargoyle to take the other base. This Gargoyle is going to go out there to take that base. Need some distraction. Maybe there's too much for the Troll. I had thought that the Troll would be able to handle this. Maybe it cannot. Made some mistakes here as well. Whoa. Gave them all that gold, which is obviously unacceptable. It turned out to be far less punishing than I had expected. At least so far. I truly expected to be punished a lot more for giving them the gold. But we'll see. Now that we have the 2 towers, we're in a safe position and can begin our assault on the boss. I don't have to take that tower necessarily. I can just hold on some defenses here. I just hold some... Oh no, throwing that into the Prowler was obviously a terrible, terrible act. But let's see. Start blasting here a little bit. Oh, they have some footmen. Oh dear. Losing that tower was not ideal. We need to pay attention to the towers. It appears. That is important. Pay attention to the towers there. More attention is needed. Now losing this tower is a disaster. But is it the team? The troll... I thought the troll would be good against the boss, but against all of those squads the troll is a little lackluster. What about the Plague Farmer? Andreas, the game's crashed at least after 2 fights, and dungeon unplayable. Yeah, sometimes it does that. Let's see, we're going to send these to take that tower. I was a little too slow to contest that, sorry about that one. I also needed to get the Pyromancer out there in time, which I didn't. But nothing that cannot be corrected. Nothing so far that cannot be corrected. See the ghoul is just... Ghoul being ravenous is a powerful asset. They take surprisingly much damage from those, I must say. I wouldn't expect a Harvest Golem to deal so much damage to a base. Oh dear, it's the chicken attack. Well, ghoul. Trying to do ghoul things anyway. Although less successfully than I had hoped. I had hoped the ghoul to be more successful in defending. But let's see. Starting to get this under control anyway. Okay. As soon as we do, I will start to get better. Just dingoing again. Now I'm letting them mine all of that, and that is not acceptable by any means. We will need to stop the mine. Well, we managed to stop the mining. That's a start. And instead mine myself. And we can also get a ghoul out there, alright. So this is now starting to get under control. But they were starting to get this under control anyway. I believe. There's a miner out there, and... Alright, we have ghouls, we have range damage dealers, including the wonderful dark spear trolls. This is what I brought the trolls here for. So... that kind of... The troll might not be that strong as some of the squads, but it deals a lot of damage to the boss, and it can still deal something to the squads as well, because it just throws those spears so incredibly quickly. Free-to-pay account. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. This is all about paying, you know. We'll take a screenshot of that one. Because I liked a lot of what happened there. We're going to repeat it with some other factions as well. So, Gargoyle, Batrider, Pyromancer, Quillbore, Ghoul, and Darkspear Troll. So this would then be the Ghoul. And instead of Harpies, we have a Darkspear Troll. Rip Warcraft Rumble. I don't understand. I mean, clearly, like, I have been streaming this now for 2 hours and I haven't had a single error yet. Obviously, I have averaged 1 error per hour of playing this game. I'm not saying this is the most stable of games. Have you updated your game, by the way? Because they published a new update this week that corrected a bunch of crashes. Windows Shift S will screen a portion of your screen. Yes, that is exactly what I was using, but I'm on Windows 10, so then I still need to add it into a image processing software, because it doesn't allow you to save it directly. It only does it in Windows 11. But Windows Shift S is what I use to grab that portion, but then I still need to save it somehow. Because only in Windows 11 can you save it directly as a file. In 10 it just puts it in the clipboard and then you need to put it somewhere. But yeah, if I took a screenshot and then started cropping it in Paint, that would be a little more awkward. But Paint is the most lightweight software, at least I think, that just allows you to save it near instantly. Andreas, I have a new PC updated. Yeah. Maybe there's some settings I really don't know. Like, it's hard to troubleshoot computer problems because everyone has a different type of computer. But let's see about this. We're going to send this gargoyle out there to get to work on that base. I'm going to just grab that chest now that they voluntarily give me the chest. I've never been one to turn down a chest that's... Oh, but now I messed up. Now I messed it up a little bit. I messed it up too. But hey, sometimes you mess things up. It happens. But what I needed to do, I needed to save some resources, yeah. Losing the prowler so hard. Well, that's my bad. I suppose we'll restart. This is never going to land on YouTube anyway. Switch really need help with Old Murkai as Baron. Well, Switch, I have a guide for Old Murkai that's already on YouTube. And I did Old Murkai with the same army with all factions. I also did the start where they get the chest immediately. So you can already find that. That's already available. The start where they get the chest immediately was the hardest. I actually had done it 3 times before I got that start, and then I had to change the combo a little bit. Way ahead of me, you get blue stacks to work. I can't troubleshoot your blue stacks problems. That's the thing. I wish I could, but I can't. Do you have virtualization turned on in your BIOS? Which version of BlueStacks are you running? I'm running BlueStacks 5 64-bit Android Pie. I know they have a newer version, but once I got this to work with Pie, then I have just stayed on that, because I don't want to change something that works, because then I guess it could break again. So that's why I'm running with the Pie. But there is also an Android 11, I think. Or was it Android? Well, some other version anyway. Is also available. It didn't work at all on Nougat for me. But that's the best I've got. Don't have much else. You do not minis in the right slot to play without bonus. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing it. So that I wouldn't outlevel the content too much. It's hard to not outlevel some of these heroics, because when you start doing heroics you get so much XP that you get too many levels. Alright, we send in the gargoyle. I'm sending a ghoul out there. I can grab that chest with the spear thrower. I can send a little bit of support here because there's a bunch of chickens coming. We want to kill the prowler and we want to kill those chickens. And on this side, so far we're just defending here. We put somebody else to tank. I don't want my base to tank all those hits. And then I can send a miner, now that we have control over this. And I can send the gargoyle on this side. We need a little more support on that side, I guess. Gargoyle's going to take the base from this side. We're going to take the chest. Yes, we take that base. That is splendid. And Ghoul, go and tank for me a little bit again, please, will you? Splendid job, Ghoul, splendid job. We have the 2 towers. We don't need that tower, but I mean, if the gargoyle happens to take it, it's fine. It just delays. It's a delaying action. Just wanted these 2 towers so the base isn't threatened. And then we can start working our way through there. We're just putting in some defensive power over here. Getting the gargoyles out there. Some ranged damage dealers. Now I may have been a little bit too enthusiastic. I can fix it because I have these cheap tanks. So the cheap tanks will help the base to stay up. I hope. Cheap tanks and pyromancers will help the base stay up. Yes, that is splendid. Absolutely wonderful. Everything's going well. Some more stuns are coming in. I don't want to let them mine. We're going to prevent that. We will lose the base. Can we retake it real quick? Can you please get to shoot it before it's up? Yes, that is wonderful. That helps a lot. Then we need a tank over here. Because we need to keep this space up. Need another tank out there. Yikes, these tanks are falling too quickly. Now we managed to get to our AoE damage dealers, who will keep the base up. That is splendid. Range damage. Range damage, AoE damage. Base stays up. The other base stays up. Alright, bases are up, but it's already overtime. That is not what I wanted to happen. We need to get a lot of ranged damage dealers out there. And we make a push for the boss. But, I mean, this push is going to be successful, right? Yes, it is. I'm quite happy with how this works. You don't have one as Baron. I mean, there is literally no difference because I use the same army for everything. I did make a change for the opener where they take the chest first, but you can use the same army with Baron. It's not a problem. The point here is to make an army that you can just use with everything. You don't have to change the army. At some point, like, it might be useful to make use of the undead horde, the faction slots. Sure. It's not completely out of the question. But for the main part, you can do without them even. So, Foe Reaper is starting to fall quite nicely here. Andras will have fun, I won't. I'm sorry to hear that, but it's very little, like, I cannot be your personal technical support either. Have you updated it? Because it doesn't ask you to update. But there have been several updates in the Play Store for all sorts of crashes. And the latest came out this week, so that's the best I've got for you. If you have not updated, then do update it. Because that might help. It forced to update. Okay. Well then. What did I have in this slot? I had the troll. The wonderful troll. I do like the troll a lot. Troll is such a fun character. So that's the team. Let's go. Okay, Andres, I will.
Harvesting servos engaged.
We'll send the gargoyle out there. I wanted to send a tank. I'll have to send that one as a tank. Do we have enough? I'll send one more troll out there. Just in case. But I'll send a gargoyle out there. One more troll just to make sure that we will get that base. We might need more tanks out there. Tanks are good. Send some tanks out there as well. Oh dear, am I now at the risk of losing the base? Possibly. We need to go straight. We need to stabilize this base. That's very, very important. And look at how much work the Batrider is doing because there's so little anti-air in this specific map. Tank out there. Okay, the 2 towers were the ones that I wanted to secure for myself. Now that we have the 2 towers secured, we can progress towards the boss. I was trying to drop that out there to tank the boss a little bit. Alright, we're sending out the troops. 2 towers secured. Boss attacked, boss killed. Boom. Now we're like talking about a comp that actually gets this job done. It's not such a perfect game at all as you sell it. I think it's a great game. I don't know what else to say. I'm having tons of fun with this game. Level for the Mountaineer. Mountaineer is a mini that I have never used, I think. There's so many things that I would want to explore here. I mean, that was just beautiful. Heroic Foe Reaper, and this is the Blackrock version. Blackrock. Alright, and then we're going to do... Now that I did it 3 times, I don't absolutely have to do it the hard mode anymore. That was pretty clear that that's how I want to clear that. I don't think I have any doubts. That's the team I want to use. If I can just remember what the team was again. Did I have there? I had a gargoyle, of course. I had a ghoul. Swap in a ghoul. Where's my ghoul? Where are all my ghouls at? There's a ghoul. Tony, I also think it's a great game. Yeah, I mean, you can do so much here. I might even put these in the strong slots now that I already did 3 times. This comp is not going to change. We can just blast through the last 2 clears so that we get to the next one. But so far things have been going well.
Harvesting servos engaged.
Over here. Send Marshal out there. Managed to grab the gold. Oh dear. Higher levels don't necessarily mean better success if you mess things up a little. Well, we can do it again. It's fine. It's completely fine. It should be able to get all of that stuff done. Do need to stop their miner though. Well, don't know how I ended up in this position, but be that as it may, it's fine. Need some more ranged damage dealers here. It's all gonna be fine. Yeah, we're just blasting through. Just blast it down. Boom. Mic drop. Looks like I severely outleveled the heroic content. That's the first couple of areas. Yeah, that happens really easily. That happens really easily if you spend any. And also if you take it so slow that you do the dungeons first. Heroics were a breeze until I got to Ashen Vale. Yeah, that's why I would need to do this faster. I have been trying to do the guides as fast as I can, but it takes time to come up with the perfect comps. And doing these earlier heroics also because free-to-play players will probably need to do these. Unless they play little enough that they end up waiting every once in a while. Then they will need to do some. So what was that? That was the... It was missing. The undead was missing, was it? Yeah, it's the undead. We can just do these quickly because at this point everything is clear. I had the Bat Rider and then I had the Troll. This comp worked extremely well. I have to say, one of my finer creations so far. You think there's a way to stop Murkai getting the gold versus Stonehoof Tauren? There isn't. You have to play with the gold disadvantage. And it's all in the video. The video shows how to do that. The AI will place the Stonehoof Tauren too quickly. You cannot get the gold. You will be at a 4 gold disadvantage there because they get 2 and you miss out on that 2. And then you just have to figure out a way to complete it, and I have done so. And that's shown in the video how it's done. And for me, footmen were the key. Footmen were the only tank that could handle it. Well, I want to send a gargoyle out there, but where are my gargoyles at? I'm quite certain I put a gargoyle in this deck. There's my gargoyle. Zap, zap. I need to get to another gargoyle, though. Can I take that without a gargoyle? Can I take the base without a gargoyle? Theoretically. No, some internet connection issues to the game. Unpleasant. Here we go, here we go. Yeah, everything's looking good. A little bit of an issue with that miner. We need to handle it. Well, now it's too late for you to actually go straight there. It's okay. Makes little difference at this stage because everything important has already been done and the fight is basically over. Happy that this worked incredibly well. Well, that's the full Reaper down. And on to the next boss. Video wasn't as video wasn't as barren because as you can see here, I did that boss with the same comp 5 times. Power level aside, what's your favorite mini? Oh, there's so many. They're all so fun. Dark Spear Troll is one of my favorites. It's just hilarious. What else would be? What else would be as fun? It's the troll. I like raptors a lot. I wish I'm going to make some kind of fun beast comp at some point. Raptors are so much fun. I've started to grow a taste for Stonehoof Tauren. It's also pretty wonderful mini. Worgen is also hilarious, very thematic. So many fun ones. Jay, second boss of the dungeon is impossible at red difficulty. I think I did it at red with talents. And then without talents I did it with the raptors, but the raptors are basically at least +1 level. So raptors are just wonderful. But well, next up. Is the Dreadnought. Well, now I might actually start positioning the minis properly. It starts to become an option. I still don't want that one to be a 14, I think. But red difficulty is something else. I think you could just have Gargoyle fly through there. Isn't that how this map worked? I think that's how this map worked. You can just send troops from here, but let's see how it works. Let's give it a try. I really want to send the Gargoyle. Come on, I need a Gargoyle. I think that's how this worked, but I'm not completely certain. Ogre mages. Oh, I hate ogre mages. Ogre mages are so annoying. Either way. See what we can get going here. Well, there goes the Gargoyle. Next question is, of course, then what? Hard mission. Yeah. That one's a little less challenging, I guess. Maybe. Well, friend. Stuck on Tidress. Yeah, I'm not quite that far yet. I'm working on this as quickly as I can. But it takes time to build the best comps. So I'm probably like 40 hours of work away from Tidress still. But as soon as I can, I'll get there. So, the Dreadnought again. Ha 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 ha. I just wanted to get a gargoyle to send out there. Oh, that's a gargoyle. Can everything else be spent on defense? Does it really have to be just the gargoyle? And if it does, then what level? No, but those will actually try to hit at the gargoyle, right? The vultures. Yes, they will attack my poor gargoyle. No! They're attacking my gargoyle. Misplaced that. Sorry about that one. There's some kind of crazy ogre mage bloodlust team coming. Wow. Okay, not so easy anymore, huh? The vultures. Gargoyle will need an escort. We'll need an escort for the gargoyle. Let's send it with an escort. So we can still make the comp better. Yeah. Well, the vultures would not have been a problem as such if it wasn't the bloodlust ogre mage coming in. Can you just go with chain lightning? Potentially, I could. That could work. If there's nothing else that can hit into it. So we could swap that one away. Put a chain lightning in. I guess I don't necessarily need a ghoul either. That could be a Tauren to take out some ogre mages. I could also have something like this. Maybe this would be a more well-rounded team to handle the challenges. Okay. I'll send that one and this one over there. Come on, I just want to send a gargoyle. There we go. That's a gargoyle. Man, Tauren doing a spectacular job killing some ogre mages. So that's what a good Tauren does. The gargoyle has been sent. Army is on its way. Vultures and chickens are coming. They all die to a chain lightning. Beautiful. I'm gonna send another gargoyle. I need to play some minis so that I will have another access to another chain lightning if necessary. Gargoyle reaches the boss. Gargoyle kills a boss. Boom. Honest, but he wouldn't get a level. I think I tried to position everything so they don't get a level. I'm actually not sure anymore that I put in some other stuff, but originally it was like that. But Dreadnought seems to be on the easier side of these challenges. And I mean, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I gave level Chain Lightning because it's the level 13 boss, so level 12 Chain Lightning kind of makes sense there. But I mean, now this team has answers to everything that's coming. Every single thing that's coming, this team can answer. So this was the heroic... What was it? The Dreadnought, maybe? With the Beast team. And then with the Blackrock team, so we switch in the... Chain Lightning. And the Stonehoof. The Stonehoof is just so good against the Ogre Mages. It could also be a Prowler. Prowler would do that job well as well. Boom, boom. Oh, after that it's gonna be Ghoulia, isn't it? Ghoulia is annoying. People have been doing that with Blizzard, I think. Not so sure about that. Would it go well with an execute? Oh, anyway, let's see. Stonehoof Tauren. Send out some units there. And a miner. Send a gargoyle. Want to send another miner. I don't want to let them mine though. I think them mine is kind of counterproductive. An Ogre Mage. Well, you know what we do with Ogre Mages? We send this one out there. There's the Vultures. We zap them. Send some units out there to fight. And Cargo will kill the boss. Right? Can send some units out there to defend. Fine, we can defend a little bit. Gargoyle, boss, dead. It's just beautiful. Right. That's a Dreadnought right there. Horde and Undead still to go. Okay. Horde, so we swap in the I don't really have to try to do it with the weakest possible army here. Concept is proven by now. Just a couple of more clears and we're done with that. I'm starting to get sick of questing. Why doesn't Blizzard do something else for getting XP that's less boring? I don't know. I mean, they give you the option to really grind if you want to. Hard for me to say because I have never grinded in any games. So, like, I'm still not grinding in this one either. So... Oh dear. I'm getting quite a big assault going here. They're getting all the gold too. Well, all we need to do is defend a little bit. Until the gargoyle kills the boss. There goes the gargoyle. And down goes the boss. Yeah. That dreadnought. Boom. And one more time with the feel. So that we will have a dreadnought killed with everything. But, I mean, that is the team. So, 3 heroics solved today. But obviously, yeah, I would need to get to the higher level heroics. It would be very, very important. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it right now. And then the undead. And we swap in the Stonehoof Tauren. Where's the Stonehoof Tauren anyway? And we'll swap in the Chain Lightning. Alright. And one more time. Ha 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 ha. Oh, we have a gargoyle in our opening hand, so this is going to be a little bit faster than last time. Wonderful. Get the Stonehoof Tauren out there. Some support for the skellies. Oh, I managed to lose that base. Oh no, now I messed things up. I really messed things up. Nah, actually messed it up. Sorry about that. I used the Chain Lightning to defend the base for no reason. We'll just quickly restart that. It's okay. Also, using the Stonehoof Tauren first. I need to use Stonehoof Tauren later so that it will take out the Ogre Mage, I guess. Now I clicked buttons too quickly and I managed to break the game. Well, I mean, we are 2 hours and 45 minutes in, so that's more than the average time that this game is able to last. And it recovered. Look at that. It's a miracle. Ha. The game didn't even break. Not that hard anyway. So that's nice. Then let's take this down. Send the gargoyle. Send this one out there first. I can send a miner too. And now it's all good. Let's send this for the ogre mage. Splendid. Oh, there were some vultures, but a little chain lightning handles those. Send a second gargoyle just in case if I need one. But I don't think I do. Oh, now there's an ogre mage. Now there's an ogre mage that defends the base. But it's not enough. Okay. So that was Westfall. Then on to Duskwood. Also, the number of coins you get here is pretty sweet. Levels for the Baron. And a rare core. That's beautiful. Ooh, level for the Prowler. Not sure when was the last time I had claimed that. Had been a while, apparently. So next up we have Ghoulia. What do I need to beat Ghoulia? Ghoulia is... oh, there's a surge. Oh yeah, of course there's a surge. I'd forgotten. Is pilot not worth buying? Well, I don't use talents anyway on this account, so it doesn't really matter. It would give it a level. But it's already 13, so that's also... I guess I could buy it. Maybe I will use levels. Maybe I will use it at some point. I mean, it is a really sweet talent. There's no denying that. Then I just have to remember to unequip it. I will need the talents eventually for the levels, just so that I can go a little bit further. So there is that, of course. But Ghoulia. Is there... how effective is that? I mean, I didn't do it with spells on my main account. I tried to like kill it with Blizzard, but Blizzard was really ineffective. So then I just ended up building a death ball and taking down the death ball every time. Okay, Igmund, later. Use a talent on Gromash. Well, yeah, it was the free talent that you get at the start, so everyone will have a talent on the leader, no matter what. Because you get a free leader talent at the beginning. So I guess that's only fair. Hi, Marby. Because you can't avoid having one. There's the Necromancers. I wonder if there's... enough damage from spells. Abomination with the healer. Really? I don't think I did it like that at any point, but I was just wondering about the spell solution. Because you can't let her feed, or stop feeding, she will gain those levels. And then she is going to attack. And sometimes if you use a spell solution and you try to defend, sometimes your minis will accidentally go all the way to Ghoulia and then she will eat and then she's going to attack. But I was thinking like execute. What if I just execute her? What if I do that? Like then what's gonna happen? If I just execute them Blizzard. Like then what? Like would that be a plan? Especially would that be the easiest plan? Now I misplaced my minis a little bit there. So I apologize about that. Don't want to make a mistake like that. Look at the speed at which the troll kills a base. Oopsie. But I mean the execute solution. We could build a cycle execute deck, right? You have any fun budget deck for Hearthstone Wild? I haven't built any budget decks for Hearthstone recently. Especially not for Wild. I built standard for last expansion, also mid expansion, but I haven't built any for this current expansion. So we execute the Ghoulia. And we get some defenses in. I actually need to build this a little bit cheaper so that I can just cycle. I can just cycle those executes, right? That's a totally possible plan. I'm a big believer in that plan. I think that's what I'm going to try. A cycle execute deck. Maybe. We were taking a beating here because my deck is too expensive. I can't execute properly. Enough. But we'll build a cycle execute deck for this and give that a try. It won't be the first cycle execute. We did a cycle execute deck for the Dockmaster. Well, it was cycle execute Banshee. I have a perfect execute as well. It's a couple levels under. So it simulates real world experience very, very well. Tried to Raspberries 3 years back. Yeah, I did build quite a few decks at some point. I mean, these are great because they stun. Cheap taunts are great. AoE damage is pretty good. There is a flyer in the Drake, so... I was wondering if there's anything to cost. Or if one cost would be even better, of course. I guess not. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Is Pyro too strong to ditch? Maybe not, maybe not. But then nothing hits air, nothing hits the Drake. Okay, Marby. Take care. I just think it's such a fun idea. I'm not sure if it's viable, but you don't know until you try. Well, some things you know, I guess. I mean, if I made a deck full of 6-cost minis, then that would not work. I think. Anyway. But let's see. Right, so we want to start executing Ghoulia as soon as possible. Now I want to cycle through the deck, the best of my ability, to another execute. I want to cycle through the deck, the best of my ability. Until I reach another execute. But now I allowed these to get through. And that wasn't quite as good as I had hoped. It's still not too bad. Another execute coming. That Necro though. Whoa, that Necro is really blasting. Just look at that Necro go. Yikes, Necros are scary. Necros are scary, folks. They do have access to all the gold here, which is not fun. At least almost all the gold. No, 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 no. When it was so close. We can make that work, can't we not? Can we not? Do I need more one-cost minis? Rosh, OG, can I ask you what's your current collection level on this free-to-play account? I also strategizing tome usage here. I think I'm something like 24 or something. And no, I have had to move on to completing heroics because I'm about to outlevel them from using the tomes. So generally I think I would save some more heroics for later if this was a genuine free-to-play account. Any plans for talents on this account? I do buy them for levels from here because I will need the levels, but currently I'm not using them. We'll see, maybe later. Got the option to buy blue mini in the grid. Awesome. But chickens maybe not so awesome. Alright. Execute the Ghoulia. Start playing minis. Until I get to execute again. If everything was 1 cost, wouldn't I be... Couldn't I just... I think I might. If I had more stuff at 1 cost, could I just kill Ghoulia before anything really happens? That Necro deals so much damage. That Necro damage is totally bonkers, by the way. But I think this is such an interesting idea that I really want to try to make this work. It doesn't take that many executes. She starts below half health, right? If you're even level, then is it just 4 executes at the even level, and 5 if you're below by 2? I think. We just need to make this cheaper. We're cutting the troll. The troll is gone. We need cheaper things. 1 cost things. We need chickens. No, chickens cost 2. What am I talking about? I need 1 cost things. Vultures. Maybe. Because if this works, it's genius. If it doesn't, then it's silly. But let's see. Yeah, I mean, chickens can defend if there's no AoE. Alright. We start by executing Ghoulia. Then we start to cycle. We get to another execute. We execute the Ghoulia again. Then we continue cycling. Execute the Ghoulia. Nah, we're not. Maybe we won't get there after all. It starts to look like we won't get there after all. No. Maybe we won't get there. It would have been fun. Hi, Steven. Contemplating daily about buying a Arclight bundle. It is a very good and attractive offer. Experience stopped going up. 3750 for level 14. A triple quest rewards me with 141. Yeah, but I mean, quests are not the main way you get XP anyway, even in higher collection levels, because the quest XP increases in linear fashion, whereas all the other XP increases exponentially. The level requirement and the tome XP also increases exponentially. So that's where you're going to get your XP from. It's always the tomes once you get a little bit further. We'll go with that spell. Let's see. Is the current strat not interact with the boss with your units? Yeah, I'm trying to build a cycle execute deck. That would kill it fast enough. I'm not sure if it's possible. I haven't tried that before. With my main account, I built a death ball and killed her. Or like I sent Drakisat with the shaman. Stuff like that. But here I'm trying some different things.
Stay sharp.
Maybe it's not possible to do it quickly enough. Yeah, I don't think we can do it quickly enough. Yeah, I can't. Not fast enough. Oh dear. And the base is going down. I can't build fast enough of a cycle execute deck. Would execute still be a viable strategy? Not sure. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'll just need to build a death ball. Sad. I wanted it to be the execute. Let me see the Abomination and Shaman then. So there's... The ogres are here again. So I might kind of want a Stonehoof Tauren. Ogres, Necromancers. There's a Drake. Interesting, this boss starts at health. Yeah, it is. $3.7. That's super expensive. That's too expensive, right? That could be a Prowler. 3.6 is still really expensive. Might be that this has to be solved tomorrow. May need to get some sleep. But I got 3 bosses done, so can't do much more in a day. That's alright. Where's that Abomination again? There's the Abomination. But now the other side is weaker. So we attack from there. On the Ogre Mage. Like this. Yes, yes, yes. Then we will send more units from here. Follow the Abomination. And even more units. Big push. No. It from that side was inconvenient. But we still have enough to take it down. Maybe. I haven't gotten Talon of Wolf right. I don't know which one I should get first. I didn't really like the one that only focused on the towers, right? There was one... I don't remember those talents very well. Did you see they made Jinrock the Breaker's weakness to Banshee no longer work? Wasn't that long ago? Like weeks ago? I thought that was long ago already. At least I thought that was long ago. Terramore. Could this be the Ghoulia army? Let's see. Next up this one. So enter the Prowler. And the Abomination is somewhere. This one I had to beat him. Okay, yeah, I thought that was like maybe even before the global launch. Probably even before the global launch. Then I was using the Shaman. Usually when you build a Death Ball you use Shamans. Because it's the only unit that heals. Troll Batrider. No unbounce in this one. Still a bit of a weakness. That's a little bit too strong, that troll. Let's make it a little weaker. That's a 14 now. I'll make that a little weaker too. Like this. Let's try. Alright, let's see if there's anything to this team. With Alliance obviously good, I went for like Tyrian Footman stuff that you can do. But we'll see. Ghoulia. Let's go. This time I have an Abomination straight off the bat. And it's supported by a Pyromancer. And I can also drop that one for support. That's fine. Kills the troll, that's sweet. This one can go tank over there a little bit, and we'll drop the Shaman now that we get the stone. I'll also drop the troll now that we have the stone. Power is challenging those a little bit over there. My Death Ball is moving. We'll have some more support here. Wonderful. It's good support, good support. And we have the Death Ball. The Death Ball has engaged Ghoulia. And the Death Ball is going to win. The Death Ball strategy. Hi, Gems. Watching for ages and I haven't said hello. I thought you only watched Hearthstone, and I haven't played a lot of Hearthstone lately. Been rumbling so much. Because I've really enjoyed this game. This has been tremendously fun. Thanks, James. This looks like functional strategy. So far, anyway. Levels for Charga. I'm not taking the Bat Rider level yet. Hi, Francisco. Alright, so that was... Scrap that one. I'm doing a lot of these things with beasts because beasts typically are my weakest army. So that's why it ends up in a lot of footage. With Drakizat, obviously, we could just do Drakizat Deathball. Because it's just wonderful. Drakizat, you don't have to use an Abomination, you could just use Draki. Draki and the Shaman. It's just brilliant. At least I think it is. Maybe. If I remember correctly. Question regarding talents. Should you recommend getting ASAP at least one talent for each leader? Well, I would recommend getting at least one talent for one leader of each family. So that you would have a talent on a Blackrock leader, a talent on a Horde leader, a talent on Alliance leader. So that you'd have one strong leader from each family. So that will make it easier to do all the heroics. You don't have to do all the families. That's not necessary, but... But having something from each family would be really good. It's the Abomination, right? That's the team, isn't it? Abo Shaman, Prowler, Troll. Yeah. That's the team. Wee. Even if it's a subpar leader. Well, yeah. But typically you would want a strong leader, of course. Like for Beast, for example, I mean, Murka is clearly the strongest Beast leader at the moment. But Hogger is fun, and Hogger only really becomes good once you have the plus 10% health talent. But even then, Murka is better. Alright, so what do we need here? We need to find... Oh, we can do Draki. Draki and the Shaman. I can't actually give Drakizat armored now. I forgot, obviously this Shaman doesn't have a talent. But it's fine. It's gonna be just fine. I believe it's gonna be fine anyway. It's actually now going really poorly. I messed that up. Sorry, now I'm in a position to potentially lose this. Because I will have to spend a Drakizat here to defend. And that means that I don't have as much power on the push. And then if the push fails, then that's just immediate loss. But Draki is quite strong. Not strong enough, oh no, we lose. Whoopsie. That was my bad. Try to be cute with the Draki instead of playing with the Abomination. Evelyn, do you get anything extra for beating a red dungeon? No. But I mean, you get rewards for every level of the dungeon you beat, so you always want to beat it as high as you can. I still want to do this with Draki set. Come on. We can do it with Draki, right? I believe we can. Let's send out Team Draki set. I have faith in the Draki. Just need to make sure that I kill that ogre. Stop messing around and just kill the ogre. Like this. Then we're fine. Do we have it? Is our death ball big enough? I believe in the death ball. I believe in the Draki set. I was wrong to believe in the Draki set. Draki set actually sucks. Alright, we'll do it with the Abomination then. When I did this with my main account, I did it with Draki, but obviously I had Earth Shield on Shaman. So Shaman gave Draki set armored, which meant that Draki set didn't take any damage. Well, I mean, Draki set did take damage, 50% of the usual damage. But like, if Draki set had taken 50% of the damage there, then obviously Draki set would have just killed everything. But apparently a talentless Draki, or talentless Shaman with the Draki, isn't quite as good. But it's fine. We can get it done with these. Everything is in the wrong order, so that's actually a huge problem. It's actually a huge problem for me. This didn't go well at all. Sometimes the opening hand can be tricky. So with this opening hand I needed to adjust. I couldn't afford to let them eat, yeah. With this opening hand I actually need to adjust, and I need to put first minis out there on the left to defend against the push and only then start my own. Or maybe even do the entire push from the left side. A little bit of adaptation is necessary because I have just the wrong order. Quillbore was my ace up on the sleeve in this fight. Alright. I don't think we need that though. It's been quite good already. Man, high Tangerine Blade. How are the heroics going? Well, they appeared... This is how they're going. Evelyn, would you recommend finishing the campaign before continuing with the heroic campaign? If you can, yes, then absolutely. Because that will give you more levels before you get the XP tomes from the heroics. Let's try again. But if you're completely free to play, then probably you need to do at least some heroics in between. If you have the booster, then booster probably already is enough to carry you through the main campaign before starting heroics. Probably. I'm not completely certain. It just takes ages to start this. My computer is not very fast. But I have been planning to upgrade, so maybe BlueStacks will no longer work in the new computer at all. That would be awkward. I kinda overloaded Alliance Tyrion army, and my other leaders and minis have been left behind, so struggling in Ungoro. If you have one overleveled army, then you can use that to clear the campaign. Yeah, Heroic Ghoulia is fun. I have the exact wrong. This is also an interesting situation because now I have the exact wrong order. I'm already to. I have the exact wrong order in my hand. My Abomination is my last card right now, so I could of course switch around the positions a little bit, so that I would get the Abomination in the opening hand. But I'm also intrigued about the change in strategy that I need to make in order to make it work so that I have Abomination last. Because this shouldn't be a map where your opening hand dictates your results. But now, because that mini is at the very bottom, that means that I will have to send the units here. Then I need to wait a little bit. Maybe I do need that. Oh, bummer. Oh, I am uncertain. Well, I can defend it like this. But it's actually fine. It's actually a fine defense. That's a completely acceptable defense there. That's an acceptable defense. Yeah. So then, if the Abomination is at the very bottom, some changes are needed. But you can still make it work, I believe. So now we have the ball rolling. The army is here, and they have enough DPS. Yeah, it works. A little bit more difficult when the Abomination was at the bottom. I had to defend first and then go for the push, but still doable. All right. Yeah, I think this is the army. This is the army that I want for this one. Now we have done it 3 times with the same team. So that seems... I'm just sad I couldn't show the Drakizat, because it actually didn't work without the shield. Because I remember when I did Hero Ghoulia the first time, I did it with Blackrock. I did it with the Draki team with the Shaman with shield. And Draki was just owning everything. But without the shield, Draki actually ended up taking too much damage. I'll just save that screenshot of the team. So probably the Beast and the Blackrock are going to the YouTube video. I mean, it's no particular importance to show 5 clears if you do it with all the same minis anyway. We have a lot of Horde minis here, so we could also do Cairn. This is also fine. So there. And the shaman. And then abomination. I really wish they would have, like, some easier way to set up your army. This is quite tedious. What was the last mini? Oh, it was the Prowler, yeah. I first thought about Stonehoof Tauren to counter the Ogre Mage, but the army was starting to be really expensive. So then I went with the budget option. Because a 3 gold, the Prowler is just that much easier to use there. Did I have the right army selected? I do, it's a Horde army. Right, here we go. King Joffrey, how do you like this game so far? It's a great game. It's the game Mercenaries was supposed to be. But it wasn't, but this is. Abomination coming in sec. Wait, what? Harpies and Drake. Which army did I pick? Now I did something wrong. How did Mercenaries not end up like this? Many mistakes. I thought I made some Grom. And I was a little confused there. So that's the Prowler slot. I started building on Grom and then I switched to Cairn midway through. But now we have the actual army. It's fine. Some Grom now. It's cool. Gargoyle in Heroic is OP. Gargoyle is a fun unit, absolutely. I use Gargoyle strategies a bunch. Alright, here we go. Abomination. Covered by a Pyromancer. We can drop a Bat Rider in the mix as well. Now we have enough power there. Going to kill all of those and take the stone. Prowler is going to ambush the Ogre Mage. That's the purpose of the Prowler here. You're going in to ambush the Ogre Mage. Then I can still send a Shaman here. Might have enough time to send a Pyromancer too. I hope. Another Bat Rider. Alright, team is in. Push is happening. The Shaman, the Pyromancers. Oh dear. An inconvenient spawn time, I must say. Most inconvenient. Will the team be able to handle it? I mean, we still have some power here. We still have bunch of power. We can still overtake, right? Yeah. There's still enough strength here. Alright. Phew. That was closer than I had thought. King Joffrey, mobile and free-to-play games feel like an abusive relationship. I mean, there's definitely some crazy monetization going on with mobile games in general. I don't think Rumble is even one of the worst, but this definitely has some of that mobile stuff going on. But I mean, I read quite a lot about the mobile game industry and mobile games, mobile strategy games especially, when in preparation for Rumble. And it was crazy stuff. Like, those mobile gaming specialized news sites were criticizing Marvel Snap for having too modest monetization. But Marvel Snap doesn't monetize enough. You can't spend enough money on that. I was like, what? Marvel Snap is like bloody expensive. What are you talking about? But apparently that's nothing when you go to the real mobile gaming. Because mobile gaming is something else. So it's a pretty bonkers world. Prowler, then we needed the shaman. That's the shaman. Parent company dropped Snap a couple of days ago. Yeah, but that's like different. Snap was actually their best performing game. The thing they really dropped was gaming. They had a portfolio of games, but they didn't like it, apparently. And also, like, some of the speculation about that was also that, like, after the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, it looked like there's not so much money available in acquisition deals either. So they just wouldn't be able to get as much return on their investment into gaming. So best to cut it out now and focus on TikTok. Fair to say, free-to-play experience in Snap is fantastic. Alright. Okay. Another try. Let's go. We drop this over here, and we drop an abomination over there. In front. Then we'll get a pyromancer behind. Ogre mage is coming. That's fine, that's fine. I'm going to ambush that ogre mage with the prowler. So as soon as we get to this position, then we're going to ambush the ogre mage. Get some spear throwing action in. Might have enough time to get in another shaman there. I do. Yes, we can get double shamans. That's beautiful. Drake is going to go down. It's not a threat. So our death ball is approaching, and we'll vanquish this Ghoulia, I hope. Now it's getting a little messy, but a little messy is still totally fine. No worries whatsoever, Ghoulia going down. Boom. I don't have the Prowler level, but he seems like a good bruiser. Prowler is basically, it's like a Stonehoof Tauren. That has less health and is cheaper. But it does the same role. It's a charging tank that in many cases there's a range unit like Ogre Mage. I hate Ogre Mages. So it just charges and kills that. It's even better if you have, I have used the stealth talent on my main account, which means that it also stuns when it attacks from stealth. So then it just stuns the Ogre Mage and then kills it, and it's beautiful. Stonehoof Tauren is probably a little bit more cost effective. It's only 1 gold more expensive, and I think it has almost twice the health. But sometimes your deck is just like, it depends on the overall gold curve of your deck. Because if your deck is a little bit on the expensive side, then sometimes Prowler is exactly the right card that you need. And sometimes the Stonehoof Tauren is better. But here I already had a pretty expensive army, so I felt like I wanted the prowler. So I could cut costs somewhere. Wee. Friends, I see you have the hammer thrower at green rarity. How good is her? I feel like Necromancer Troll just upgrades to her. I haven't really found a good use for her yet, but I'm working on it. I think there will be good uses for all the minis. The fact that I haven't discovered all of them yet is just how it goes sometimes. Well, we killed 4 heroic bosses today. Redpaw, Foe Reaper, Dreadnought, Ghoulia. I have a lot of catching up to do. I would need to kill so many more. Because I have fallen behind where all the hardcore players are. I'm not even sure if they're hardcore players. Hardcore players probably played through everything in like 3 days. But steady progress as soon as I can actually get to testing. Zim, do you think they should get rid of the plus 10 XP after match? It's kind of insulting. No, I mean, all the XP is good XP. And, like, the plus XP after the match is especially important early on. And you need mechanics in games that are useful early on to get people into the game. Have you found any AFK tricks yet? For this game? No. No, I don't think there are. Almost 1,000 gold coins. These are actually gold coins. It's very confusing. They look like they would be gold. But yeah. That was 4 heroics cleared. I think that's gonna be all for today. I'll need to edit all of those tomorrow. And then do more. And more. Although tomorrow I don't think I will stream tomorrow. I'll stream on Friday. And during the weekend. Need to get some videos edited. But hey, it was great. Playing this a little bit and... Let's see. Arclight just hasn't reset for me yet. Yeah, it's based on your own time zone. I'm on Eastern European time because I live in Finland. For those of you on Twitch, because I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, for those of you on Twitch, let's see if there's some Rumble streamers live that we could raid. And hey, Tangerine Blade, thanks for the cheer. Interesting, you get 200 gold without Arclight and 300 with it. Well, Arclight does say that it's plus 50%, so that's what plus 50% means. 200 gold and then plus 50%, that is 300. But yeah, I see that Xenoxel is playing, so we can drop him a raid. Let's see, as soon as I can find my raid button. So you can check some more Warcraft Rumble action. And I'll be back on Friday. And we're going to do more heroics, I believe. So, until then, take care everyone. Bye-bye.